What's up, guys? So I'm back with another video, and again, it's muscle school time. So, people ask me why I keep doing shoulder exercises. One, shoulders are my best body part. Two, shoulders are my favorite body part. So, shoulders again is one of those parts of mine, one of those rare parts of mine which respond better to higher reps and more intensity rather than just heavy weight. So I've seen that most of my body parts respond to heavy weight better in terms of growth and strength both. Shoulders being one of those muscles which I need to feel a lot. My mind and muscle connection isn't that good with shoulders, so I need to keep the weights down and feel them a lot. Yes, I have my strength training days, but those are the days where it's more like a power building kind of a thing. So what we're going to do here is look at one very staple exercise of shoulders which actually give you that 3D cap look of the delts. So it's the side lateral raises. Very old school exercise, everyone does it, most of them do it wrong though. So I'll show you a few forms of how the exercise is done wrong first. This is what I call the chicken wing style. The other. Locking out your elbows completely. The third. Two mistakes. Going up and then bending down to get momentum. Third. Okay, so these are the forms that I've actually seen in gyms. That is why I'm actually demonstrating them to you. Yes, I will admit to the fact when I'm using heavy weights, I also rock a little bit, but then this is not the motion that I just demonstrated. Picture perfect form. This is how you're supposed to do the side lateral when we go into the technicalities. First of all, when you take it up too high, what happens is instead of your side delts or your middle delts, you're actually engaging your traps. See? Just try this motion, you'll understand. You're engaging your traps more than you're taking the tension off here, putting it here. And train your traps later. Right now, let's focus on the shoulders because it is difficult enough to isolate the shoulders. So let's focus on isolating the shoulders now. Let's go. First, keep the height somewhere about here. Now, it will be different for different people. Some people may find it here, some people may find it here, but it is more of a feel factor that you need to anticipate where you're feeling the tension slightly switching over to the traps. That is where you need to stop, go back down, right? Second thing is don't overload the weight in this exercise. I mean, a few cheat reps or a couple of cheat sets are fine where you bring the weight back down. Otherwise, there is no necessary need to rock and roll like this to perform the rep. This is an isolation movement, so keep it strict and focused on the muscle. Another thing, so basically when you're doing it, this is the motion that you need to follow, and what you need to do is that you don't need to bring it back down here. What it does is it takes tension off your shoulder. So if you keep it somewhere around here, tension will still be there. The third thing, the very important thing, when you're raising or this is by the way called adduction. This process is called as this movement is called as adduction. So when you're performing the adduction, make sure that your pinky finger, this one, is higher when it comes to the rest of the fist. So basically your pinky finger should be your highest among the 5 fingers, right? So what it does is when you do it like this, it kind of focuses on the middle delt, okay? So this is like the pinch point. So now this is something like a picture perfect thing should look like. Slightly bend your elbows, don't lock them out. You don't want any kind of injuries. So now, I know this is very easy to say with 2.5 kg dumbbells, but trust me, even using 7.5 kgs or something like that according to your strength will be very taxing when you do it with this form. Making sure your elbows are bent at the right angle, not 90 degrees, just at the right angle. okay, and making sure that your pinky is at the highest point and making sure you're staying focused on the delt throughout the range of motion, limiting the range of motion just a little bit to make sure that focus is always on the target muscle. So that is one of those things that we need to focus upon, and just make sure you try it out once, and this is going to be very, very painful. Not because you're doing it wrong or you're doing in the muscle any kind of harm, but because you're absolutely isolating. So that's the jam for today, and I'll be seeing you. Namaste.